Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today, sitting down to talk about some BioWare. Now, I want to warn all of you nice and early in this video, if you have not played the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, you haven't completed Mass Effect 3, we are getting into heavy spoiler territory. I know a lot of my audience will scoff at that. You haven't played Mass Effect 3, you haven't beat that game yet? Get out of here. But look, if you go over even the Retro Rebound, I warn people about spoiling games that are 20 plus years old. So I've just learned the hard way that even if you spoil the oldest of old games, people will still get upset. Today's news, which is very surprising, mind you, I did not expect any of this, does in fact include heavy Mass Effect 3 ending spoilers. So if you have not played that game, do not watch any further. You have been warned. Now, we're going to get into spoiler territory. 3, 2, 1, ready? Spoiler time. Commander Shepard might be back in the new Mass Effect game. This all comes through a post on the BioWare Gear Store, and it is an interesting write-up that they have there, which they have now changed. We're going to get into that. We also have some more minor updates on the status of Mass Effect 4, as well as what's going on with Dragon Age 4 on a technical level. Just minor BioWare updates here, but of course our headliner being what's going on with Mass Effect 4 regarding Commander Shepard, easily being the focus of this video. Really surprised by this. Again, I did not expect this, so let's get into it. It's quite rare it happens, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a BioWare news update. If you're new here and you're into BioWare games, consider subscribing. Whenever they finally start talking more about Dragon Age 4, you will be in the right place. We'll chat here. With that, let's get into how this news about Commander Shepard broke. So remember this little picture here. Mass Effect will continue. This was posted, I believe, on N7 Day, and BioWare's GM, Gary McKay, confirmed that this photo has 5 hints as to what's going on in the next Mass Effect game. A lot of you wanted me to make a full breakdown video of what was going on here in this image. I politely declined because even someone like me, who is loaded to the brim with speculitis, felt like this may be taking it a step too far, trying to guess around a picture. At least when it was like the trailer, when they revealed the game, we could discuss a bit about the Andromeda Galaxy, the Milky Way, so on and so forth, stuff that we did see in motion in the trailer, but there's a lot of room for interpretation in this photo here. However, what BioWare has done now is they've decided, well, we're going to sell this thing about the next Mass Effect game. This is through a lithograph, and when you visit that page, when they initially had listed it, here's what it had said. Quote, Shepard's final quest may have ended the threat of the Reapers, but at a great cost, including Earth itself. While Shepard and the survivors are left to pick up the pieces, fans are wondering what is next. Mass Effect will continue. And with the sneak peek poster we got from BioWare's team as part of N7 Day 2021, there is a lot to unpack. From countless theories regarding the setting of the next game to the bewilderment on whether Geth would make a comeback, eagle-eyed fans have a lot to make of this Mass Effect Mysteries from the Future lithograph. A Krogan and its 4-member team walk toward a Geth-shaped crater with a ship that resembles the Normandy with SFX emblazoned on either side. All this along with BioWare GM Gary McKay's hints about at least 5 surprises within the poster will make this lithograph a great material for study, discussion, and endless pondering. The special pearl gloss finish and high quality printing ensures that no detail is lost, right to the specks of dust and snow on the mysterious crater. So suit up, hang this lithograph on your wall, and get ready for the next chapter of Mass Effect. Okay, so there's a lot, actually, believe it or not, to pick apart from that, but of course I want to complete the story here. If you go there right now, here's what it says instead. Mass Effect will continue. And with the sneak peek poster we got from the BioWare team as part of the N7 Day 2021, there is a lot to unpack. This special pearl gloss finish and high quality printing ensure that no detail is lost, right to the specks of dust and snow. As you can see, everything about the 5 party members, everything about Shepard, everything about the Geth-shaped crater, everything gone. Dunzo. See you later. Got rid of it completely. Fortunately, this was archived over on a bunch of news sites that we were able to scoop this up. But this is surprising to see nonetheless, in my opinion. This would likely mean, for those of you who have beat Mass Effect 3, you'll know that the destroy ending will likely be the ending that this is building off of, because it is the only ending where you see Commander Shepard take a breath in literally the final split second of that finale. Because the writing here does say that Shepard and the survivors are left to pick up the pieces. And when you see Liara inside the initial reveal trailer, you know she will probably be one of the survivors that you have in your party. A lot of people are feeling that the Krogan we're seeing is going to be Rex. So there's a lot of room here to get the band back together, the old band back together from like Mass Effect 1. And that's really exciting. Of course, we know a lot of time has passed though, just based off the age of Liara. And that's kind of the biggest telling sign to me that this has to be a distant amount into the future. Now, I do think a bit of how Mass Effect 2 started with the way they put together Shepard and almost stripping away his humanity, if you will, with the way he was pieced back together. However, there were a lot of theories about the possibility that Commander Shepard, this also could just be another member in the lineage of the Shepard family, perhaps, and it's not the OG Commander Shepard. But I said this was surprising. I found it very shocking. You may be asking why. Some of you, I imagine, did expect this. For me, it's just, I thought it's the next chapter. But when they say Mass Effect will continue, I guess that hits a bit difference with this in context. Like, it's continuing the story that is there, not just the overall series, like you're going to get a new entry, but that Shepard story will continue. And if it's kind of going how we're speculating, which is going to be a mixture of what's going on in Andromeda, what's going on in the Milky Way, and somehow meeting those in the middle, because again, in the initial reveal trailer in 2020, we did see both galaxies, which does directly tell us there will be some level of involvement there. I think that's a good way to salvage what was good about Andromeda, its gameplay, and some potentially interesting character arcs that I don't think were executed well, and bringing them over to the Milky Way, where you have a lot already built up that's interesting. One of Andromeda's biggest pitfalls was that everything didn't feel different enough. It was just more of the same in the Milky Way, so it didn't separate itself enough where we were like, well, why are we even here? There's not a ton of different races. These planets look roughly the same. It didn't separate itself enough, but melding them together would actually be a pretty interesting proposition. But putting Shepard in the mix there, I didn't expect another Shepard main protagonist. I think maybe they saw what happened with Ryder after Andromeda, how no one really latched themselves onto that new character quite like they did with Shepard. I think Shepard does have the benefit of nostalgia, of course, an excellent character in general. But for example, the voice work behind Ryder, both male and female, was fantastic. I got to interview the male protagonist here on the channel at one point, and Tom Taylorson was fantastic. So I don't think the issue for a lot of people really was the character in Andromeda, but really the execution of it. However, I do understand the allure of right now BioWare's got their back against the wall. They know they need to nail things here. They need to get Dragon Age 4 right. They need to get the next Mass Effect right and course correct two of their most important franchises. And you start to make safe decisions. You start to find ways, loopholes in your own lore to make it where a character like Commander Shepard can come back. So you get a lot of people who are like, ooh, okay. And this would explain why all these years later, we got the Legendary Edition, right? All these years later, why would you bring back the Shepard trilogy suddenly, outside of course, free money, but beyond that, why would you bring back the Shepard trilogy, his story, all those choices, how they interact, how they connect to one another, preserving all of that, to do nothing with it? But now with Shepard's story potentially being the mix for the next Mass Effect game, being updated on everything he went through before then, leading up to what I believe will be the Destroy ending, makes a little bit more sense. We'll see, but I was really excited to see this. This was something that was easy to speculate on because it's coming straight from BioWare. They're immediate, like, no, change that, remove everything. Kind of to me suggests that they're like, oops, we didn't want to show you that much there. The ship resembling the Normandy was not something I immediately took away from that image. So they're clearly trying to draw connections to the OG Mass Effect trilogy at the bare minimum. And of course, that's through characters, that's through even ships, that's through villains. Of course, the Geth right there in the center of the post. So, whew, a lot to think about here, but really exciting stuff. Let's get into more smaller updates now on BioWare. Some of this is very old. This did drop around the time I was getting ready for PAX East 2022, so I do apologize that I missed it. Nothing is of serious consequence here, but I still think it's stuff worth discussing in light of the recent news. Like this one right here, new Mass Effect is now early in development, BioWare confirms, where the article states that it confirms the next Mass Effect is now in early development. As the article also says, it doesn't tell us much, but it does suggest that the game is a long way off, which was the expectation by many of you, but this is a change in pace from the pre-production state it was clearly in to being in early development. It does mean things are moving along here, that they are actively making something for the game rather than just planning out the story, storyboarding, kind of getting everything together on paper before they actually start to execute and make it in engine. So that is definitely good to see. But to me, what is more interesting is this small update here on Dragon Age 4 from GameSpot, where they write, technical director Maciej Kurowski, sorry if I mispronounced that, said in a blog post that BioWare is always looking to push itself from a technical perspective and that this is no different for the next Dragon Age. Kurowski teased that the characters in Dragon Age 4, or whatever the next game is called, will have more personality than before, thanks to advances to BioWare's technology. Quote, I can't wait to talk more about some of the very interesting things we have done on the tech side for Dragon Age. We take characters very seriously and do a lot of work to give them more personality than they have ever had in the past. I can't say more yet, but we will over time, end quote. I wanted to highlight this because BioWare, not really the most tech company, if you ever notice, with let's see here, the jank in their animations. Let's see here. Oh, right, the Andromeda facial animations going down in infamy. We know all of the bugs that plagued Anthem, among many other things. So technology has never been their strong suit. It's interesting to hear them speak like this. But more than anything, when speaking about the characters and saying more personality on a tech side, to me it looks like they have figured something out on the facial animations that have made these characters more lifelike. That would be my personal assumption, is that maybe the awkward animations of everyone kind of walking around like this in Dragon Age Inquisition might be behind us, which, you know, it's a 2015 game, so I get it. There was a little bit of rigidness to the animations. So maybe they're making them more lifelike. Again, what we've noticed with BioWare, the biggest change is more conversations with them, just updates of developers talking more and more, which I've definitely like to see, even if it's not what some people would call content fodder, like stuff I can talk about. That's fine as long as they're here, they're chatting with us, giving us small updates on the project. That's great for me personally, but also that they are taking their time. That's something that we really want to see with this company. They certainly have rushed things out the door, like Anthem, even though they had a lot of time to work on it. When it finally came to the push to get it out, I think they worked on it for like a little bit more than a year. So yeah, it's good to see that they're taking their time here. And that's just a handful of BioWare updates for you. So what do you think about what's going on in particular with Commander Shepard and Mass Effect 4? I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts and theories in the comments down below. I'm sure you all have much more educated ones than I. It's funny, I'm good at speculation in some regards, but like fan theories, I think the best one I ever came up with was for Sonic the Hedgehog. I have this cool theory about Silver, but otherwise, I leave it to you and your much more capable hands, so please do fire away. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. And a big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who continue to support the hell out of the content here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.